March 3rd, 2024. That was the last time the Golden State Warriors played the Boston Celtics in Boston, and the results? Well, they lost by 52 points. 52, with the Boston Celtics putting up 140 points and absolutely embarrassing the Warriors. Well, this isn't the same Golden State Warriors, and for everyone who was waiting to see this Dubs team against real competition, we just saw it. Not just any real competition, but the best team in the NBA, in one of the hardest places to play in the NBA, and it was the Warriors who came away with the victory. And who else but the Splash Buddies to finish the game off.
Curry gets in the lane, kicks it out, Hield the three-pointer, it's good! Buddy Hield from downtown!
Those two guys right there are the best shooting duo in the NBA. I mean, you could put me and Steph Curry on the court together and we'd be an elite shooting duo just because of how great he is, but when you put Steph Curry on the court with another all-time great shooter, well, that's proven to be pretty successful in the past, and this season looks no different, because the Warriors really picked up a walking 20 points a night and an all-time great shooter who is clearly still in the prime of his career for absolutely nothing. I hope the Philadelphia 76ers enjoy that second round draft pick they're getting in 10 years' time, because the Warriors are enjoying a guy who is capable of knocking down 5 threes a game on 50% shooting, whilst also holding up on the defensive end of the floor. And that's where we need to start. Before we talk about the greatness of Steph Curry, and guys, he was absolutely incredible in this game against Boston. It was the best version of Steph Curry we have seen all year, and aside from the Olympics, it might be the best version of Steph I've seen since that Game 7 versus Sacramento. But before we talk about that, there's another version of this Dubs team that we haven't seen in a couple of years, and that is the lockdown defense that they are currently playing. I know the Celtics ended the game with 112 points, and Tatum finished with 30, but for anyone who watched, it was the intensity all game from every Dubs player. I mean every single Warriors player. Just look at Steph on this play pressuring White off the ball. They set the screen trying to get the switch, Steph stunts at Tatum to prevent the pass, and then watch Wiggins get to that spot, forcing Tatum into a turnover, and Steph is there to pick it off. And Andrew Wiggins did a great job all night defending Jason Tatum. Like on this play where he sticks with him and contests the shot perfectly, or here where it's the same thing, forcing Tatum into a tough, contested step back too. And what stood out about this Warriors defense wasn't one player or one particular matchup, like when Draymond Green clamped up Zion Williamson a few games ago. It was the entire team, from Steph Curry to Kevon Looney to Gary Payton II, even to Buddy Hield. These guys were diving for loose balls, they were blitzing Jason Tatum, they were fighting around screens, and then you had Kevon Looney, who was everywhere on the offensive glass, finishing with 6 offensive rebounds in 15 minutes, and 3 of those came in the fourth quarter. Like on this play where Wiggs attacks Derek White, and with the help from Cater, look who's there to tip it in. Or even better on this play, where it gets kicked to Draymond in the corner, and look at the anticipation from Loon to not only catch, but immediately throw up the layup and drop it in. But he wasn't done there, because this time with Steph driving into the paint, he hits the underside of the backboard, and guess who's there to clean up things once more. 6 points in the final 7 minutes of the game, including 4 in the final minute, all created from Kevon Looney being in the right place at the right time and having the ability to finish as well. And I've said this before, but the versions of Kevon Looney and Gary Payton II that we are seeing right now is a lot more like the versions we saw in 2022 as opposed to last year, with both of them looking great defensively, GP2 diving for loose balls as he always does, and Looney being the monster on the boards that we have been accustomed to. Those two guys right there aren't new signings, but with them back and fully fit, it sure feels like they're new signings. But before I spend the entire video talking about the role players obviously matter, this game isn't even close if not for the greatness of Steph Curry. And what I loved about this Steph Curry performance is you saw his overall grace, finishing with 27, 7, 9, and 4, and it was really that playmaking that stood out in the first half of the game. Look at this play where GP2 sets the pin down for Steph, and immediately he rolls, and with Horford stepping up, it's a dime over the top for an easy dunk. Or how about this time where it's a pick and roll with GP2, and look at the pass from Steph going low to take Kornet out of the equation and make it easy for GP2 to get all the way to the rim. But he wasn't done there, because it didn't matter who was setting the screen. If you went to set a screen for Steph Curry and you rolled, the odds are you were going to get the ball in a great position, just like Andrew Wiggins on this play, who got the ball with an open lane for the and one. And this will always be the most underrated part of Steph Curry's game, because it's more than just the assists or the gravity, but it's the quality of assists he gets. He's drawing these double teams so far out, and often double teams involving the opposition's rim protector, that once he makes the pass, it's either a free lane to the rim, or guys like GP2, Draymond, or Wiggs can then make a pass to the open shooter for a wide open three. Either way, someone is getting a wide open look just because the defense is so petrified of Stephen Curry. And if you want to know why the defense is so petrified of him, well, the second half showcased exactly why, with Steph going off for 21 points in that half, doing things that only he can do, hitting pull-up threes, step-back threes, and even getting to the rim, dropping in his iconic teardrops that we see him practice so often. And this is the advantage of having a deep team. Not only does Steph not have to control the offense every single possession when he's playing, but this was the second night of a back-to-back, which could be a problem for someone of his age, but he only had to play 24 minutes the night before against Washington, with the Dubs getting a pretty comfortable win. And this was the first game all season that he's played over 30 minutes, which has a bit to do with his injury, but it's also because of the Warriors' ability to put weaker teams away quicker without having to tire out Steph, giving him a chance to then save his best for games that the Warriors truly need him for. Now, there was one other man that deserves credit, someone who single-handedly changed the momentum of this game. That was Kyle Anderson, because with both teams struggling to make any shots and scores at 24-26 nearly halfway through the second quarter, yes, Kyle Anderson decided to hit not 1 3, not 2 threes, but 3 consecutive threes, which was as many as he had made in the 7 games prior. And you want to know the funniest thing? Prior to this, I was yelling at my TV for Kyle Anderson to do something, because he was turning down open shots, not just from 3-point range, but from within 8 to 10 feet, and opting to pass it out for more difficult contested shots. Well, all of that yelling worked, I guess, because he decided to turn into Kyle Nowitzki for 2 minutes and help give the Warriors the momentum that they held onto for the rest of the game. And 8 games into the season, so far the Warriors look really, really good. Now, if you want to see me continue to talk about that, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like on the video would be much appreciated. Most importantly, have a great day. Bye.